So we were hoping that this video would be on more positive terms for us. We were marked last night's game between the OKC Thunder and the Los Angeles Lakers on our calendar. We were like, hey, it's a measuring stick game. Well, they measured, and we fall way, way short. We got absolutely smacked by the Oklahoma City Thunder, 121-92. And let's be honest, it wasn't even that close. The game was never at any point, like maybe like when it was like the Lakers had a small lead. Yeah, the first 5 minutes. But after that, it was not interesting at all.
Yeah.
And the Lakers looked bad. Luka Doncic was settling for a lot of shots. Role players were not knocking shots down. As Shaq and Kenny talked about at halftime, they did a great job of talking about DeAndre Ayton not playing aggressive, not making cuts with conviction, that sort of thing. With all that being said, it mostly was about the Thunder and their stifling, physical, relentless defense. This team is so good. So they're 12-1 now without their second best player, who is still recovering from his right wrist surgery. So Jalen Williams has not played a game yet this year. On top of that, they did a very good job on Luka Doncic without the guy who's really well known for defending Luka well, Lou Dort. But because they don't have Lou Dort, they bring in a second-year point guard who's kind of, made his spot in the starting rotation, who I picked up in fantasy, so I'm very happy about that. By the name of A.J. Mitchell. And A.J. Mitchell had a wonderful game against the Lakers. And this guy is literally a, most improved player candidate at the rate he's going right now. He's only in his second year. And so when OKC won the championship last year, they were one of the youngest teams in NBA history to win the championship. They won, 68 games last year?
Yeah, 68.
Won the championship with conviction. Obviously, it went to a great Game 7, and so who knows what would have happened if, Tyrese was healthy and everything. But at the very least, they were a great, great team, and they were heavily favored heading into those finals. Yeah. Now, they look like they're getting even better. Because they're so young, we just assume they're just going to keep getting better and better. And again, they don't have two key pieces of their team, and they're 12-1 right now. Dario, how you feeling about this OKC team? How you feeling about the Lakers? Let me know what's going on.
It's definitely a bittersweet thing because it's like it's bitter because obviously I don't like to see the Lakers lose, especially get curb stomped like we did. Like we pretty much.
I kind of called 30. It though too. I
know you did. And
what I said on stream for you guys who don't know what we're talking about. I was like, dude, I don't know if we're gonna want to do this video if we lose by like 35 points. I was close. There was times where we were trailing by 35 points.
Yeah. We were down by 30 from the second quarter on, pretty much.
Yeah.
And we never even clawed back at least a little. Going into this game, Lakers had full advantage. They were OKC was going off of back-to-back. They just faced Warriors the day before. And Lakers, I think, were playing on a 2-day rest. So there was no reason for us to, like, if any, OKC has more guys out. There's no reason that we shouldn't have at least been competitive in this game. It was crazy to lose by 30. But so it's obviously bitter because the Lakers lost. But the sweet part is OKC is the next dynasty in the league. And I'm claiming this. I'm locking into this. We haven't had a back-to-back championship or champions since the Warriors, and I think we're gonna have back-to-back champions now, and maybe multiple championships in the next 5 years. OKC is set up to win maybe a championship or two in the next.
Well, that's the topic of the video is like literally, can they be stopped? They don't have their second best leading scorer. They don't have one of their best defenders in the game currently, but they have the reigning MVP who looks as good as ever.
Yeah,
they have,
he's literally playing the same exact level. Did you see that they did the side by side stats to this year and last year, and it's the same.
It's consistent, man. It's just consistent. And so, they have size. They have just physical dogs, who are just like, and I think they do a great job of setting the tone. Like they get away with stuff, but it's because it never stands out when they play physical because they're playing physical for all
And it's
48. You know what
mainly
I'm
through the
saying?
perimeter. Like if you pay
Yeah.
attention, like they have amazing perimeter defense, and I think it's perfect for this league right now, right? Like you
Yeah.
don't really have that many dominant centers. Like we have some great ones, but there's not enough to where it's gonna matter. Where a lot of the game is through the perimeter. So if you have great perimeter defense, they're always keeping themselves in the game. And then if they're clicking offensively, it literally is just like it's either a blowout or you're gonna have a tight game. You almost never see the Thunder losing by a huge margin, and I mean it kind of makes sense why they went 7 games with the Nuggets, right? Like
Yeah.
like it's because they had to deal with Jokic. But I'm definitely I feel like it's only gonna get better. They're set up just to keep on thriving too, because like when you think
Hmm.
about it, Sam Presti's he has more picks on the way, and
Right.
damn which I'm trying to remember the draft pick that I think it's the Mavericks. The
Sure.
Mavericks are so screwed in the future. These next like 5 or 6 years is just going to be terrible for them.
Yeah, and over
And
on the Johnny
OKC
Talks
has one of those
podcast, we are
picks.
talking about the Nico Harrison firing. And
Yeah.
so
Yep.
check out that over there. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mavericks are screwed, and OKC, I mean, literally in every sense, right? Like in every
And
sense, they are set up well for the future.
yeah, I think the 2027 Mavs first round pick is going to OKC. So it's like to think about that, like you already have probably the best team in the league right now, and you have so many stacked picks moving forward. Like you don't, and there's nothing that's going to tell me that they're going to trade those picks for a huge player because they just signed multiple contracts. So it's just like building on to the already great team that they have. You got like the other guys like Alex Caruso. He's amazing right now. Maybe in 2 to 3 years, he might start to age something.
Hmm.
He because they can dip into that draft pool, and Sam Presti's so good at picking out these talents.
Right.
Like it's just gonna. I just see them winning a lot.
Yeah, I did not think. I think it's just hard to win that many regular season games in back-to-back years. But
Yeah,
man, if they keep winning at the rate they're winning, it's not going to take very long before those 73 wins, murmurs
yeah,
are going to start to heat up and everything because again, they're so far from full strength right now. And I know it's too
yeah,
early. I know it's too early. There's been plenty of teams that have got off to a great start and then just really died down and they just get complacent and that sort of thing. But this team doesn't seem to do that. I mean, they've kept their foot on the gas and again, as young as they are, they just seem like composed, poised, confident veterans. Like, I mean,
yeah,
that's Dagnall, man. That's their head coaching. And
yeah.
so tons of credit to them. But like, again, can they be stopped is one of the questions we have. I think probably Denver has the best chance just because Jokic is just an
Yeah.
absolute monster and he is strong where maybe they're a little bit weak. I mean,
Yeah.
weak.
Semi
I'm
like
using
his
the word
over.
weak
Yeah,
loosely. Like
yeah,
they're not terribly weak down low.
yeah,
Because Chet can kind of do it, but I mean that's just too much of a load for him to handle with it
yeah,
with Jokic.
for sure.
And I think the NBA's got to hate what's happening with OKC right now. Like Adam Silver would never,
Think?
of course, say that. Oh yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. I think so. I mean, I'm sure they want a dynasty,
yeah,
but a dynasty in a big city in a big
yeah.
market
True. For
with a
this.
guy who's more, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Promotable than
Yeah,
SGA because SGA
yeah,
is not even a popular guy among basketball fans right now. Like some
yeah,
people love him, but because of like the whole foul baiting and everything, like
yeah,
he's not necessarily a widely beloved guy. And
yeah,
then again, in Oklahoma, like yes, that state loves their basketball. They've been huge about their Thunder
hmm
ever since they got them from Seattle. But still, like that's
yeah,
not Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, all these big cities that are going to have appeal on a bigger scale.
yeah.
And so I just imagine they're just like, this is not what we wanted, this dynasty here, especially with Luka just getting slapped when we were just talking recently about whether or
Yeah.
not the whole thing was rigged anyway with him going to the Lakers. This
Do-
can't be what the league wants.
I got a question for you. Do you think that they can hit 70 wins this year?
I would. Can they? Yes. Will they? I'm leaning towards no. I think it's always like it's tough, man. Like they gotta want it, they gotta push for it, they gotta, which maybe they will because
I
they're
think
young
their
guys.
youth
They're not gonna
helps, yeah, the
their
process.
youth. Yeah, I think so too, but I don't know, dude. I mean, again, they're still gonna be at full. They're not at full strength, but
Yeah,
with guys reacclimating to the lineup and everything, those will be adjustments at the very least. Because like
yeah,
AJ Mitchell, great player, and like I said, most improved player candidate because he went from like 6 points a game, didn't even play a ton of games last year, to a guy who's averaging 17 right now and is a pretty
yeah,
dang good passer as well.
yeah.
But he's very different than like a guy like Lou Dort, who they're going to have to,
Hmm.
reacclimate to the lineup. And then Jalen Williams going to want some touches and some shots and that sort of thing. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes them stronger.
The rich
But at
get
the same
richer.
time,
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, no, for sure. But at the same time, that is still adjustments.
yeah.
I think they can do it, but if I had to make a bet, I wouldn't bet much, but I would bet that they're probably not. I'm guessing around like 67, 68 wins
Yeah.
ultimately.
But that's crazy to go back. How many teams have gone back to back 68 wins, or even if it's 65 or more? Like that hasn't happened much, and usually those teams are dynasties.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Bulls when they won 72 the
yeah. That's
very
the first
next
team I
year.
thought of. Yep.
Yeah, the very
Yeah,
next year they won 69 and it was like a heartbreak that last game. They almost got 70 in back-to-back years and so
yeah,
it really doesn't happen much.
yeah.
But again, this team is just so set up for the future and so I don't know, you're excited about it. To me that sounds depressing. I was like, we just got Luka here and now I'm thinking about building and competing over the next few years.
Yeah.
But this team, unless for some unforeseen reason like Nico Harrison gets hired in the Oklahoma City like organization, why would they blow this up? Like who's
Yeah,
like
I mean, I mean, no matter what, even if there is a dynasty, they have to have someone to face. So hopefully it's Luca.
yeah, yeah, but I think
We
I
both
will
hope it's
become a Jokic
Jokic.
fan very,
Yeah,
very fast. If the
yeah, yeah,
Lakers get bounced in like the first round again, and like we gotta hope for Jokic to break this thing up.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean the way things are going, I've enjoyed the parody while it's lasted. But and I know it's early. I know it's early. But like we were thinking before this season started that this team, was set up to be a dynasty of the
yeah,
future.
yeah,
And I mean, if anything, that's just been affirmed and maybe even more confident in it now just because they're so freaking deep and they will be deep for the future. And so
yeah,
I think right now it's just like a health thing,
yeah,
mostly a health thing, and assuming nothing else dramatic changes because like if Giannis in that situation gets any more dramatic and he moves at the trade deadline or
yeah,
even next season, that sort of thing, that could shake things up if he goes to the
for
right
sure,
team.
100%. Now, some of the tough questions, Johnny. Do you think LeBron James being in this game would have changed anything?
Russell was saying that in the group chat. And then Richard Jefferson, God, I can't like Richard Jefferson is definitely on the clutch payroll because I'm like, dude, we're down by 35 points right now. And you're like, well, if they had a 41-year-old dude in there, it's like, I understand he's LeBron, but like, we're getting
We lost by
absolutely
8.
destroyed in here, man. Like,
Oh
by
yeah,
the team
sure. We
who
lose by
just won the
18 instead.
championship last
Yeah,
year.
like yeah,
And so I maybe a little bit because now at least he like LeBron when he wants to can be a incredible rim attacker and there was just almost no attempts at penetration tonight. Like there was no it was ridiculous how much settling there was on the perimeter. Like sometimes Luka gets in modes where all he just wants is just step back three, step back three,
yeah.
step back three.
It's frustrating for me, especially like I don't know. I think I always feel like you gotta start attacking the basket after a while. And if you're down, when you just see someone like a team down by 20, and then you see their star taking a step back three, it's like, why? Like, how is this even a thought of like shot to take right now? Like,
Yeah, like I
yeah,
love Luca, but like it was that on top of like, dude, you can call SGA foul baiting all you want, but it was Luca more so tonight. Like, dude was crying for a foul,
I
and
mean,
like every
yeah,
time he was trying to get off
that's
to
part
the,
of his game.
anytime he would try to attack at all, and maybe that's why, just because they're a little bit physical and he wasn't getting a ton of calls,
Yeah,
and so he just kind of gave up on it and was like, all right, I'm going to try to beat him from the perimeter, and it just wasn't working.
yeah,
But Jake LaRavia was good for us for a little bit. Suddenly he's disappeared. Now Austin Reeves is coming
yeah,
back down to earth a little bit. But I know we had, one really bad game against Atlanta, and we're going to have a bad game every
yeah.
here and there.
Do,
But with OKC, it's probably more than anything, they make teams look bad.
Yeah.
Because OKC, they have the best defense in the entire league right now from a defensive rating,
I
and it's
like
not
that they
even
let it
close.
be physical too. Like
Sure,
to me, you like those kind of I mean, it would have been nicer if it was back and forth, and because but those game that's what makes those games more interesting.
sure,
Obviously, when it's just one sided, it became like a snooze fest.
sure.
But I do like that the at least they in this particular game they were letting them get very physical, and I would like it to be like this all year long. To be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Because last year they just like basically put away their whistles for the playoffs, but the
Yeah.
regular season, wasn't that
Yeah.
physical throughout. And so I agree with that, and that is nice to see. But I want you to consider this. This to me is crazy. This right here just like summarizes the OKC defense.
Yeah.
Right now, the league average field goal percentage is 46.8%, over, however many games we're into it, like 15 games into the year, almost that.
Yeah.
And so league average efficiency, 46.8%. Right now, opponents of OKC, they're shooting about 42% from the field. That's crazy low.
Yeah.
And the Lakers just shot 40%. So, they haven't updated the stats yet. That's going to drop even more now.
Yeah.
And I mean that you're looking at field goal percentages
sense.
of the NBA in the 60s. So like that's what they're holding teams to right now, which is crazy.
It makes sense. They're smothering defense. That's how and it felt like watching this game, it really just reminded I'm like, this is exactly how they were in the playoffs. Like and that's the thing, like defense, it's always gonna just translate. Because like you're gonna no matter where you go, it could be they were home, so obviously it was funny. Like they kind of waited 2 minutes. The crowd had to wait like 2 minutes before they could sit down.
Yeah,
it took them a little while to start clicking offensively. They missed their first 3 shots, and then I think they went on a like 6 straight shots spree or whatever, and then that's what kind of opened the floodgates pretty damn early. So
yeah, for sure. Well, what's funny is, I don't know if this is true or not, and because LeBron's camp like denied this after it was initially reported, but Dave McMenamin and it just started making the rounds on the internet, reported before the year that this season, this time where LeBron was out with sciatica, he was going to be evaluating the Lakers situation, because apparently he still wants to win a championship. And he wants to, end his career on a high note. That was what was said in the report. And so he's evaluating to see if he could do that with this Lakers team. Now, again, LeBron's camp denied that. So I don't know. Believe whatever you want to believe. But if that was true, and LeBron's looking at this roster right now, and they're getting absolutely smacked by OKC, who is now 12-1 and not even close to full strength.
Yeah.
What are you thinking if you're LeBron? Do you just deal with this team and you ride it out with this, this being the end of your career? Or are you thinking, I got to see if I could join these guys. I got to see if I can join like the Nuggets or something like that to give himself a chance to beat these guys,
Yeah. I unfortunately, it would be nice to like guess what team, but because of the way that the NBA is structured right now, he really can't be traded. Like his contract is just too much for 1 year.
If he didn't opt into that $52 million, which again, I'm still shocked that he did. I'm like, he limited his leverage by doing that so much.
Yeah.
But is there? Again, I hate that I keep on just like
guess the Spurs
simping
really
over
are
OKC.
Team, the Spurs really are.
I was gonna say like what team would
don't
LeBron join? It would. I
contracts.
think the Spurs or Nuggets that would give him like the best shot. But even then. Even with that, I wouldn't suddenly go, they're the favorites. No way.
Of course not.
I don't think
LeBron moves the needle enough now. Like, especially, like, we haven't even seen him play yet this season. Especially if you're going to start the season with this old man syndrome. I'm not 100% about to say, like,
if prime LeBron, if 2013 LeBron was joining Jokic or Wemby, are they now the favorites? Again, I'm sorry. This OKC team, get used to it.
Are you serious right now? Do you think if prime LeBron? So like we're saying 2013 LeBron. You take 2013 LeBron James and throw him on the Nuggets. You don't think You think that this OKC team is stopping that?
I think that's the
You're
Western
insane.
Conference
They just went
Finals. And
7 games with Jokic. Imagine having to deal with prime LeBron and Jokic.
yeah, but okay, but OKC's better. That's my point. This team looks better than their team last year.
Well,
And
what,
so all I'm saying is, I'm not saying they wouldn't beat them. I'm just saying, would you be confident enough to say they're the favorites now? Oh yeah, I'm betting large money on them beating this OKC team.
yes, I would.
All right. I'm just not
Yeah.
there. Like that. This team is just so deep. The way they play is working. They have everything. They literally have everything.
I feel
And
that.
get used to it, people. They're going to be
Yeah.
around for a while.
I agree with that. Trust me. I think they're the new dynasty of the league. But one thing I hate, I this is the LeBron that I despise, the 2013 LeBron. But there's no, to me, you throw him in this league, he's the best player in the league. So and then you have the two best players of the league, because I think obviously Jokic is one now. So
They don't have the
that
depth of this team. I just,
But it doesn't matter. Once playoff time comes, you're playing these two guys 45 minutes long. Like it's gonna be difficult. Like too difficult to keep up.
But it was awkward to talk about this team because they were so young.
Yeah.
As one of the greatest teams of all time.
Yeah,
But they earned that based on their
Yeah.
defense, based on 68 wins on top of a championship. Like the amount of teams that have won 68 games and then won a championship, that's a very, very small group.
Yeah.
And so they did that. And now they might get as much or more. And
They're
like,
so,
dude,
like poised and mature too. Like they don't even. It literally doesn't look like it's going to their heads or anything. Like they're on top of the world and they just keep on going. Like,
well, here's what really stood out to me tonight. Like Lakers got slapped, right?
yeah.
But it was like the first time that the Lakers had done really, really poorly under JJ Redick, and he wasn't furious.
Yeah.
Like, he
He's
wasn't
like,
even.
probably like, I understand.
Yeah, he wasn't even that mad. He was like, well, it's OKC, so of course we're gonna look bad. Like he was never fuming, and against Atlanta, oh, he was mad against Atlanta.
Sure, yeah.
But
Yeah,
the situation's totally different, and for me, that just puts it in perspective. It's like, yeah, this dude's not even mad that his team's clearly inferior to the defending champions right now.
Yeah. To give the Lakers a little bit of grace here, right? We still have some new acquisitions. The first 15 games, we don't have everybody together. It's not to say that the Lakers are completely done for the season. Charles Barkley pretty much said that they were a first round out. They might be a second round out now. When adding DeAndre Ayton, that could be the case, but I think if we still have time for it to all mesh and make sense. I just would rather not have to deal with OKC. If we can somehow be the two or three seed and face them when it's Western Conference Finals time instead of second round like earlier, I think that's going to be best for us.
Yeah, listen, I want to pay attention to what's like. I think we need to make a big move if we're going to beat this team. Like genuinely with Luke, we need to make the most of Luka's window, and we need to get him someone other than LeBron, because LeBron's on his way out. If LeBron was younger, maybe we could make this work. But LeBron's on his way out, and I think this is his last year in Los Angeles. And so once LeBron is gone, we need more firepower. Even DeAndre Ayton, it was like, it was nice to get a center, but that bar was set so low that it's like just to have like a somewhat competent body in the paint was nice for us. But if we're going to beat this team, we need help. And so I'm going to be paying attention to the Giannis sweepstakes. And yes, I would absolutely love to, if we got to trade picks and we got to trade Austin Reeves, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I know we talked about we like Reeves. We like Reeves, but I am so glad that he had that 50 and 40 point game, because that makes his stock go up. Now we can leverage that.
For Giannis, for sure, but I just don't. That's still not, because it's really, you got to trade LeBron to get Giannis in terms of salaries, right?
Right.
And it's just LeBron's never gonna agree to go to Milwaukee. It would have to be. You would need to do
trade clause.
I think it would have to be a 3-team trade or something like that.
Well, that's just a very specific example. I'm trying to make the point that I think we need a bigger guy, a bigger fish, and to me, Austin Reeves is accessible, because people see this Austin Reeves guy and they're
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, we like him, he's awesome, he came out of nowhere, and maybe he's actually a great star. Dude, he's like 27 years old. He's older than Luka Doncic. People don't
Yeah.
realize that. Luka moves around much slower and carries himself like he's the older brother in their fun little relationship. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. Luka is the younger brother. Like,
Yeah.
and so for that reason, like, Austin's technically in his prime now. And I don't see him as this guy who's going to lead the Lakers of the future. The time to win is
Yeah.
now with Luka. And so if you can leverage that into a second superstar who plays both ends of the court well, dude, freaking do it.
Do
That's
you
what I'm
think
in.
that could throw off Luca though? Because it seems like they're getting some type of bond there, right? I feel like every game I'm seeing a new Austin Reeves and Luca joking video or something like that. Do you think him coming to LA, just opting in, and then now he has like a someone that he's growing close to, and then they're gonna just trade him? Like I
I
feel
mean, if
like
he's
that could,
losing by 30 points to the best teams in the league,
yeah,
and he can bring in a guy who seems like he's ready to win now. Yeah, I think he'd understand it. I mean, same situation. I mean, it's a very specific example from a long time ago. But
yeah,
Michael Jordan, his best friend at the time and his protector and enforcer
Oakley,
was Charles Oakley.
yeah,
But when he got Bill Cartwright, he understood it because he saw it as they had an opportunity to win, and they got in a guy who had a better offensive game and a better weapon for that team, and so he made peace with it. And so I think he would if it was like a fish that big. Is that realistic? Probably not. I mean, I don't think the Bucks are going to handle it. I don't know. I mean, the Bucks already handled a lot of situations weird by
yeah,
how they cut Damian Lillard, overpaying for Miles Turner. So I don't know. Maybe they do trade him to the Lakers for whatever package they have. But if they were smart, they would try to make this big packet, this big bidding war basically with the league as a whole. And at that point, I think the Lakers would be outbid. It'd be hilarious is one of the teams that could probably outbid them fairly easily if they wanted to, but they're not going to, would be OKC. Like, that's the craziest thing. They don't need to retool, but they have so many picks, so many weapons.
yeah.
Now you have this great player who's up and coming in AJ Mitchell, who could be a great floor general somewhere else. And if he goes back to the second unit, I mean, again, that's a great asset for them.
Yeah.
So their problems are they have too much. They're too wealthy, and it's just ridiculous.